You know, with a lot of uncertainty in the economy, with the federal government, state governments, horrible news internationally as far as combat and warfare and strife. There is some good news to report. Paul Feinbaum saying he's leaving the country if the SEC does not win a national championship. So things, all in all, are looking up. Hello, Todd, Alabama fans, and welcome to Tight Sports. This is the Alabama Football Megacast and the People's Crimson Tide Network. Welcome on in. Come on in. Thank you for joining me on whichever virtual space you've thumbed over to today. Share a pound with a brother and drop that pound right on the subscribe button as you settle in. The pressure you add to that subscribe button and share button will take this channel to the 1,000 level and beyond in no time. And if I successfully stimulate the happy juice in your gray matter and make your funny bone jiggle, please let me know. Let the algorithm know by poking that like button right in the eye. You know how we do it around here. Come on in and get settled right in. We are 18 days away, give or take, from unleashing the swarm. That's right, the swarm on the Florida State cinnamon rolls. So, we know how things are going. We're going to get to that in a minute, but I want to just do a follow-up on how things are going at fall camp for the Crimson Tide. Oh, if you're not here for the Crimson Tide, just listen. You might learn yourself something. Coach Caleb DeBoer was asked if there's anything that disappointed him at the first scrimmage they had last Saturday. They got nothing coming up this Saturday, but they had one last Saturday. On the opening drive, Jam Miller was just finding seams all in the defense. When you're the coach, it's like, yeah, that's good, but that's bad. I mean, he wants tighter gap integrity early on, but despite doing that, when they got down in the red zone, the offense couldn't score, but the defense bowled his back. They settled in quickly and they anchored down. They prevented the offense from reaching the end zone. So again, as a coach, you like, because you don't know, do I have a good offense? Do I have a better defense? Are they both great? 3 points is better than none? I don't know. He wanted to see more explosive plays from the offense beyond the initial drive, and he suggested, not like the fact that he said he saw explosive plays, but most of them were on the ground. Message. Suggesting the need for sustained offensive execution. Don't all coaches want more sustained offensive execution? He emphasized there was no need for alarm, no side dominated the other, and the back and forth competition indicates that we have balance. Because we could be the ones versus the ones, well, maybe we are the elites versus the elites. And sometimes when you do that, scores stay a little low. The board reiterated that while the early run defense was a concern, as it was most of last year, it was limited to the first drive. Overall, the defense did respond well. And the scrimmage served more like a diagnostic tool. You got to figure some things out more than a red flag. You don't want them red flags. I can tell you a place that got a lot of red flags, but we don't talk about them here because this is the People's Crimson Tide Network. Anyway, the scrimmage went pretty well. Let's see. He had talking about the quarterbacks, of course, and you may have already heard Ty Simpson. Everybody looked good, but Ty looked better than the rest. He was named the starter. I'll get to more of that later. They've been competing. If you didn't think Ty was going to start, then, come on, man. Now, Austin Mack, and I tell people, Austin Mack had a better chance of starting than me than Ty because Austin has been with DeBoer longer than anybody. Went into Washington at 17 years old with them guys, Ryan Grubb and everybody. He had the best chance to me because we know Keelan is still working. They done put some weight on the boy, so he's still developing. They say he is sharp, saying Russell is sharp, confident, and everybody commanded the huddle. They had few instances though where the other two that were not named starter appeared late and unsure on their delivery. So ball security was a bright spot during the whole time on 7-on-7s and team drills this fall. They said they had 3 interceptions. That could be good, bad, or indifferent. Like I said, when you're the coach, are you supposed to applaud? Or it gets tough. The offensive line protection looked good. They did limit the penetration on the pass rush. Again, it's one-on-ones. It may be the elite on the elite. It may be the number one team in the country, the 2025 national champion versus 20. We don't know. You just got to take it all with a grain of salt. The defense had problems, as we said, but it worked all out. Let's see. Did have a couple of people get banged up during practice. Jaden Roberts was held out of the scrimmage, but Gino Vandermark filled in, did a really good job. And James Smith also was banged up, and people had to rotate in for him. Some surprises were with wide receiver Rico Scott. I told you. That room loaded. Is Rico Scott going to break into the top 3? I don't know. But he emerged as a versatile physical option ready for a breakout season. The boys love. And Cole Adams. He made some notable plays in a crowded wide receiver room. But, through it all, Ty earned the start for Alabama against Florida State on August 30th. And, he was the victor, and everybody else, including all of us, we need, like they say, he was a victor against the 5-star. The Ty was a 5-star to somebody, if I'm not mistaken. But we all got to get behind our quarterback. We all got to get behind his team. I think something special is going to happen, and then we should keep thinking that way until the latter comes about, because I just think something special is happening up there. Something special is happening at the University of Alabama, and I think we all really want to be a part of it. Let's see. And I think they're saying that Austin Mack did come in as a number 2, meaning if something was to occur on the field, Austin's going to be the guy you see come out the arm, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed, because one thing that guy can do with a 6'6", 6'7" frame, 6'6" frame, he can deliver the ball with accuracy, with speed, with zip. I don't know about running all over the place, doing it. The man has what they call arm talent. But Ty did demonstrate consistency, leadership. He impressed the coaching staff. So, just going over his stats, Ty has been in, let's see, he's been in 16 games. He completed like 29 or 50 passes for 381, cleanup duty type stuff. He has 3 touchdowns, but they were all on the ground where he ran for 130 yards. And I'm here to tell you, if you think that Ty Simpson cannot run, you are sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. He probably run more than Aaron Rodgers ever ran, but he's not necessarily a Steve Young type. But Ty got some skates. I mean, so he stayed loyal, fighting for his chance, earned him a lot of praise from the head coaches. So he never lowered his level of character during his whole time, and he was always a great teammate. I just saw a clip today of Ty Simpson coming out of high school. He said, I'm going to Alabama. I'm going to wait my time. While I'm waiting, I'm going to learn from the greatest coach that ever did it, and I don't care if I start as a redshirt senior. I'm going there to start. Here we are, folks. A year early. He's a redshirt junior. Hey, let's get behind him. Let's get behind him as Alabama enters the season. AP ranked as number 8. I'll take an 8. Let the other guys have a little fun. I'll take an 8. Give me an 8. I could have had a V8. We got an 8, right? So that's right. We would take that because we get 12. That gets you inside, gets you a little. But people still going to be coming at us. You better realize. So August 3rd, the Tide rushes down to Tallahassee to visit FSU. Ooh, almost passed out. LSU first game of the season. Jesus Christ. Woo! I got to be careful. But before we take a look at FSU, let me look at here. What's good? Water Cooler, what's up to you? I watched your whole show today. I was entertained, and the news coming out of the news coming out of what is that place out of Auburn it just warms my heart to see that y'all are pulling everything together. He said, "Get ready for the guts bust." I tell you what, who is ready for the guts bust? Side note from your regular programming: does anybody know that Coach Kane Womack played high school ball against? As you know, in high school, against Gus's teams when he was in high school. Matter of fact, one of them was called the Blue Somethings and the other was called the Red Somethings. They were really close. Kane Womack's dad has known Gus Malzahn almost his whole entire coaching career. And then, wherever he went to school at, Kane Womack ended up playing with Gus Malzahn. So, maybe he picked up on the offense. He knows how the old stuff is running, which is a good thing for FSU, though, because I understand Gus is not going to be running his normal programming down there. We'll get to that in a minute. But before we do, I just wanted to go back to that comment I opened the show with. Paul Farnbaum was just joking. He was frustrated because he around all the mother folks. He could have stayed in Birmingham, stayed right in God's country, talking Alabama and Auburn football. No, Paul had to go for the money. But he's declared jokingly that he was kind of frustrated with the recent Big Ten success. And he was on this Netflix Sports. He expressed that he was weary of the harassment from the Big Ten fans on his show. Like I said, he didn't want to leave Birmingham, went to Charlotte, hooked up with the mothership of evil called ESPN, and this probably has him under all this pressure. So Feinbaum argued that the Big Ten has literally done nothing, despite winning 2 championships. You got to give the people 2 championships, but nothing in comparison. He criticized. I can't believe he doing. He criticized Big Ten fans for acting as if they invented football. He contrasted that with the success he lived through in Alabama. 15 national championships Paul has experienced through Alabama from an SEC powerhouse, not to mention the other teams. Now, Paul Feinbaum predicted Texas will win the championship this year, prompting in his optimistic outlook. I don't know if I said Texas. I don't know, because they got a new quarterback, as do we, but they got a new quarterback. So he said that he would be the happiest when he could stop hearing from Big Teners and get back to the days when his callers called them little tenors. Big Ten, little 10, I don't know. Anyway, on to FSU. I want to do a deep dive on FSU, and then we'll stay there for the rest of my time remaining. FSU last year, 2-10, the worst program in modern history that they've ever had, probably in the state of Florida. I don't think anybody but maybe Florida International has had a worse record in FBS football other than, I don't think anybody else has had that. Now, 2025, they got a major overhaul, 46 new additions. Cool it now. Stop it. In a way, 23 transfers, 23 freshmen. It really reminds me, he has 2 new coordinators and a revamped scheme. If they'd have went on and got them a coach, that would have been the 2024 Crimson Tide. Kalen DeBoer took over a team that literally, when you add up the transfers and the incoming freshmen, and they lost about 50 people, 47, 46 people. It's the same deal. 3 coaches, the head coach, the offense coordinator, and the defense coordinator. Everybody was new. They doing almost the same thing. But the stench of the current coach, Norvell, he's still sitting there. Key games is, the game against us, Clemson, Florida, and Stanford. I think they'll win the game against Stanford. I think they'll win that game. I don't know why that's a key game, but it just tells you how terrible the ACC is. Gus Malzahn introduces a fast-paced, run-heavy, old-school offense. I don't know about that. His track record includes high-powered units and a BCS title game. His presence helps to galvanize the offensive rebuild. This is a rebuild, but they're going to come beat Alabama. Tony White stepping in from Nebraska. You know how Nebraska was, and Shador and the Colorado, you know how Nebraska was. Tony White brings an aggressive top 25 total defense, 3-3-5 scheme. Woo, start licking your chops, boys. 3-3-5 scheme that prioritizes versatility, pressure, and playmaker deployment from the secondary. They're going to blitz with the little people. Okay, I guess a lot. Going through their groups, the offensive line is supposed to be a team strength, been revamped under Gus and the offensive coach, Herb Hand. It features a lot of veteran transfers. They got some marks on that line. I was trying to research this for accuracy, but I'm just going to quote this. If somebody knows different, I don't even know how this is possible. But they have gone on to accumulate linemen that altogether they have 7,000 career snaps. 7,000. That's a lot of either that's a lot of good play, a lot of bad play, a lot of useless play. But anyway, but they are built for cohesion and power. I don't expect them to jail during the Alabama game. I smell opportunities here. I hope my Alabama family smells the same as well. I just smell opportunity. Now, one of their better groups is supposed to be their quarterback room. Quarterback Thomas Castellanos. It's a dynamic dual threat transfer from Boston College. He brings resilience and playmaking versatility despite an early scrimmage interception. He bounced back with a long TD and another TD drive. So people thought he looked good in their scrimmage. You know, this man is explosive. He's familiar with Gus because he left you at UCF under Gus. Yeah, he was at UCF. He's in Orlando, Florida with Gus, and somehow decided to go to Massachusetts. I don't know how that happened. I looked for his stats there at UCF. I didn't see none. I didn't see no stats from UCF. But he left and he went to Boston College. Yeah. Thomas is so good. This is his third school. That's what I call it. You doing it, baby. Now he got benched last year. But he's so good, he needed 3 schools to prove how good he is. So when he was talking ish, he never told Bama. He said, look up his Boston College film. I just wonder why he say do that the UCF film. We couldn't look up at all. We could have went to the high school, 8th grade, huddle. We could have did all that. But what did UCF film at? Only film he got is him leaving town for his first time. He just wanted us to focus on the school where he was benched. Yep. True freshman Kevin Spears is backup, and Brock Glenn provides veteran backup. No. Hell no. Brock Glenn, no. Go look it up. They better keep Thomas in the game. Because if all you guys Glenn, then whatever. Now on the defense, they're anchored by all ACC returner Darrell Jackson. This is the guy. 6'6", 337. He anchors this revamped defense, and the man has size, experience, and leadership. Makes him foundational. I don't know if you can from that position. Defensive tackle can mess up your whole offensive day if you're not ready. I think our guys are up for it, but this is not a joke. I am not playing with you. I play with Thomas. I play with these other people. This guy, he all ACC. So I got to respect that. Now, the defensive backs, on paper, they look pretty good. Everybody thinks they're good. But, Florida State just has a history of DBs. If you look at the draft, you look at the on-field play, they got a lot of work last year, and they still came out as a pretty good, okay group. This will be a big test for Ty, the wide receivers, and Ryan Grubb. We should dominate these guys on the ground, but time will tell if the passing game has been improved since last year. And this is going to be a big challenge. I'll ease into it. Go for your big bodies with Isaiah Horton. Go with the tight ends. Go with the running backs. Just don't go willy-nilly down the field just like, ain't nobody back there, because there's some people back there. Speaking of being back there, one former Tide player, Earl Little Jr. He's playing the Rover, so he's going to be all over the place. Probably going to be trying to, come in and do a lot of blitzing, switching it up, coming in and knocking us out. He's physical. He's versatile. He likes wreaking havoc and flying around the field from multiple angles. Got to run on this guy. Run straight to his chest constantly. Running backs. He should be eating running back and tight end biscuits all day. All day. FSU has deep, athletic, and aggressive core led by Omar Graham Jr., Justin Cryer, Stephon Thompson. They are perfect for Tony White's system because he likes that 3-3-5 system, and you got to be versatile, and they like the downhill pursuit. But what we got to do, when they come downhill, we got to hit them with the uppercut, get them back. Now, let's be fair. There's a chance that we struggle. There's a chance Alabama just like, oh, my God, what are we doing? Somebody go get Miller from Seattle. Get Nick Saban on the phone. There's always a possibility that you're going to struggle. There's a possibility of loss, okay, with DeBoer and staff until he proves the 9-4 record wrong. So what are some ways that we can actually lose? Oh, my God. It's a crazy notion. It's a crazy notion. I know, folks. It's a crazy notion. But remember Vanderbilt. So you never know. You never know. Here are a few reasons I would be plucking out the remaining hair that grows on my body, and ain't no hair up here. Number one, Kalen, Ryan, and Kane, they might actually be watching the 2024 tape. You know, if Alabama, just the defense studies the offense last year, you may be lulled to sleep. They might even try to do a game plan, go out there and just act like, you know, they're calling plays like it's some kind of scrimmage in high school. Like, man, you know, Gus just gonna do the same thing he did down there at that high school over in Arkansas. We ain't got to study for this stuff. If they go in there unprepared with their pants around their ankles, there will be some assaulting going on. It's possible, but I doubt it. Castellanos might be too elusive for Alabama's linebackers in their front seven. We got an elite front seven, but, you know, this man moves like a caffeinated squirrel in a thunderstorm. So good luck catching him, but, you know, the Wolves, Bandits, and Huskies better be ready to ravage this offense at every turn. I mean, every turn. Quay, Russo, LT Overton, you push them to this side, we get them on that side. We got to corral them in. We got to make this thing crazy for them. But you got to know Castellanos is not scared. That's one thing. He ain't scared. He go out there, he throw an interception with his chin up and his chest out. Womac's job is to make him feel frantic, keep him wondering, keep him bothered. Just be like, what is that? Y'all remember like Smokey in the chicken coop. He got. That's how we need to have this man in the huddle. Like, huh? What you say? Huh? Have him scratching, acting like he on some kind of drug. Now, Darrell Jackson Jr., I'll go back to him again. The man is built like a refrigerator with jet engines. If our line is not able to take care of him one-on-one, and they probably already ready to double team, chip, all that kind of stuff, help out with him, just in case he tries to make Ty's view of the game more of a sky or cloud type of color game for him, we got to make sure that we take care of this guy. He's a disruptor. The O-line must stay on point. And, you know, he's the only all-conference player. Now, it is an ACC. It's an ACC honor, but it's still an honor nonetheless. Who's coming to my house? It's still an honor nonetheless, and we have to be prepared to deal with this cat. Let me see. And let's see. Earl Leonard Jr., they're saying he may have revenge on his mind. I don't know what he's trying to get revenge on. I mean, he left Alabama after Saban left. So what are you trying to get revenge on us for? I mean, is he disappointed with his decision? Because the team he's on is mud? I don't know what he want revenge against us for, but, you know, they just kind of talk down there. You know what I'm saying? He wants to hammer in on a defense, and he wants to hammer in, and he wants to inflict punishment on his former buddies. But I think he's going to take a lot of friendly fire from his old buddies. But this whole thing about revenge on his mind is kind of confusing, because after Saban retired, he fled for greener pastures, so he thought. And he took his 4 tackles and 4 or 5 tackles with him to Tallahassee. I mean, okay. So it's time to highlight his mistake, fellas. Get out there and make that man realize you made a bad. I don't know about nobody else. Was you who talking about revenge? You made a mistake. Gus Malzahn's playbook is something to be weary of. You know, it is a fever dream of jet sweeps and misdirections. If Alabama's defense blinks, we could be chasing ghosts while Castellanos is dancing in the end zone. And I will say this, truly, if they run this left, right, they're going to lose more yards in their game. I'm going to just tell you now. Jet sweep away, please. Please do the jet sweep that he ran at UCF that frustrated him so bad he quit his job. Then people said, man, you jet sweep one more time, you're going to get up out of here. He said, I leave. I can get a job as OC. Yeah, please, why don't you go do that? It's like, get up out of here, man. So FSU has an offensive line now, so they say. They finally assembled a functioning offensive line. This might shock some Alabama folks who thought they wouldn't win. They would win a scrimmage, but they're mainly a bunch of mercenaries. But it did work eventually for Colorado, bringing in all the mercenaries and everything. But we cannot let them get comfortable. We have to force the action there. But this is something, you got a lot of unknowns. You have a lot of unknowns when it comes to this offense. I mean, it's this whole team. Because like I said, you got almost 50 brand new players. You got 2 new offense coordinators. Luckily, we very familiar with one, not so much with the other. Got to pull up the tapes on the Nebraska black shirts and see what's going on over there. Now, FSU's 3-3-5. It's like the Rubik's Cube for opposing QBs if they're not ready. DBs blitz from sneaky angles, and you got to be good on the pre-snap. Now, our QB, he has to take what they give him, like I said. He has to make sure that the offensive line doesn't just win. They have to dominate this game. And the wide receivers have to stay crispy with your routes, with the blocks, and especially with your hands. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay crispy out there. We can't expect Ty in his first game, although I think he's capable, just didn't go out there and just win the whole game by himself. You got to know that Ty is going to need help. And I hope that Ryan Grubb know you shouldn't have in your mind that, we're going to have Ty. Yeah, I'm looking at about a 75 pass, 25 rushing split. So Ty should dominate this game. No. Jan Miller should dominate this game. Daniel Hill should dominate this game. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? Richard, third running back, maybe, should dominate this game. Draylon Washington, they should dominate this game. Isaiah Horton, big guy, jump ball guy. Hit Ryan Williams on the fly. Hit him come across the field. Button hook with Jeremy. Make this thing easy. Pitch and catch. Don't be out there trying to do nothing too crazy right off. I told you, the DBs have to be respected. And that's all I got for right now on the cinnamon rolls. But Florida State's 2025 team is basically like a Frankenstein monster stitched back together from all these transfers through desperation and, a little delusion because, Castellanos talking crazy. They're betting the house on a quarterback who couldn't hold a starting job at Boston College. Best they love to have Ty right now, Boston College. UCF would love to have Ty or Austin Mack right now. Castellanos had benched. Their best offensive lineman, to be honest, he is more famous for doing charity work. God bless the young man, but he is famous for doing charity. Gotta look it up yourself. I'm not gonna rag that here. I'm just saying that they're not known for locking, for stopping the defense from getting to their offense. That's what you want to be known about in the final end. Got to be more than a football player. But come on, man. Truth is the truth. So it's the truth. I don't think that I really worry about winning this game by less than 10, but I really want to win it by 24. I want to show the world that, I don't know what you call back. I just want to know that don't come around Alabama just playing. You know what I'm saying? Don't play in our face. No more of this craziness that's going on. No more of this indecision. We not them. We not those. This is Alabama. That's all I want to say. I'm going back to this chat real quick. Got a one from Nick saying, well, Paul better get comfortable because the Big Ten is poised to go for a three-peat this year. Wow. This man supposed to be pushing this team for the next championship. Well, yeah. Come on, man. Come on. Man, Nick. Oh, gosh. PhD chiming in. Hey, PhD. Roll Tide to you. I am in T-Town. Tried to talk to Ty and the boy, but was not given access. What? This is an outrage. I'll call up there after the show and get you squared away. How about that? I'll get you squared away. I know some people. I know David and Jolene. They work in the sanitation engineering department. They can get you in the backside of the building, next to the facility, and next to the athletic. Anyway, we'll hook that up later. That's just a travesty of justice. You didn't get the chance to go in there. And, you just want to pray with them and talk them up, coach them up. But Florida State, man, I mean, If it was the old Florida State coming in, you'd be like, ooh. Even the year after Jameis left, you got to respect it, man. There's no respect. There's no respect in this big old head of mine for Florida State right now. They are really bad. Just to see how bad they were, obviously some people had to get gone. Some people had to leave because they graduated, but you brought in 46 people because you ain't had nothing. Especially if they're about to walk on the field and start. Now, here's the thing. They may very well go on to win the ACC, but you're just not going to beat the University of Alabama. I'm going to say it. Get it out your mind. Just clear those thoughts. Go meditate on something else, like an ACC championship and a playoff berth. Don't worry about winning this game. You don't even have to win this game, to be honest. We want you to show up. My boys need to work. They need to practice. So all that illusion about, we're going to go out there and run around. I hope you can run forever. It ain't like our boys out of shape. Now, I'm not just being mean, but y'all know it. I know it. It's the truth. Nobody has Alabama losing to this team but Thomas Castellanos. And he's alone. He don't have all his teammates don't even back him up. Little Junior just trying to go get a couple shots in. He ain't say he gonna win the game. He said he wanted revenge. He should say he wanted to win. But see, even his heart don't pump no foolishness like that. He know that we are the University of Alabama, that team is sprung down, man. It's ready to pounce on some people. It's ready to do some awful things to people. So that's just the truth. And also, it's true that today's show is a wrap. Don't forget to give a brother a pound on that subscribe button and hit the notification so you'll know when I drop a video. I thank you for your support. I know you guys are watching the videos. You're really coming in and eating it all up. I'm going to try to provide some more. Tell your friends where they can find me on YouTube and Facebook, Tight Sports. Tight Sports Talk on the Badlands of X. Shout out to the Sharpshooters Podcast. Woo! Kangaroo Black, Bama Mo, The Long Run with Piano Man, Rags and Fitness. Roll Tide to you all. Thank you all for making Alabama great always. Peace to the brothers at Auburn Addicts. Water Cooler Podcast, Bubba and the Old Man. It's SEC season with my main man, Tez. Dustin at the Up Tempo Podcast. Dustin, you my boy. Vandy Chris at the Golden Broom Podcast and the Huggy Beard himself. They are a fine group of Crimson Tide hating and doubting Americans. Proud group, very proud group. They're proud of their hatred for the Crimson Tide. I got to give it to them. But with that, folks, I thank you for joining me. We'll see you on Thursday. I'm thinking 5, looking at the JV schedule. I think we still gonna fit this thing in at 5 o'clock. Join me where we're gonna go over our next 2 games of the season. We're gonna talk about them Warhawks. You gotta get ready for the Warhawks. You know the Warhawks do your face if it claws you in your face. You got the Warhawks coming in, and then we're gonna talk about the Badgers because I just got a feeling the Warhawk conversation not gonna take long. It's not gonna take long. We're gonna move right to the Warhawks. It's like throwing a fake chicken into a fan. That's about how long it will take for me to discuss Alabama's game against the Warhawks. And then we're going to go right into the Badgers, talk about how we're going to do Wisconsin again this year, as they are much, 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 much worse than they were last year. So no disrespect. With all due respect, they're mud this year. They're much worse this year than they were last year. If we lose that game, it would definitely be our fault. So we're going to see you guys. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for your support. Please hit the like button. Let the algorithm know that most people need to see this show. I hope you've been entertained. Hope you've enjoyed it. I don't feel sorry about nothing I've said here. Let me recount. The thing about the chicken, the fake chicken going into the fan, that was a bit much. I'm sorry about that. But other than that, always remember, roll, tide, roll.